I know that Milam and Bryant had help when they murdered Emmett Till. Number one, they recruited a black boy, Leroy Too Tight Collins. He was seen on the truck restraining Emmett. That was the purpose of his being there. And I heard later that he told the two men that he was having difficulty restraining Emmett, and they stopped and picked up another guy.
At the time of Emmett Till's death, I was 13 years old. And me and my friends was walking down the streets, and we walked up and to the truck that Too Tight and Jimmy Lee was washing out. And I asked him what was the blood from, and he told me that it was from a deer they killed that night. But later on I found out that it was not a deer, it was Emmett Till's blood.
J.W. Milam told my father they went, picked Emmett Till up, and they was going to kind of like rough him up or beat him up a little bit and let him go. That was his story. But Roy and Kimball really beat him bad, and things just really got out of hand. That was his story, but we know better. And beat him up so bad till he asked Leroy Too Tight Collins and gave him the gun and told him to shoot him and get him out of his misery.
My name is Henry Long, and I was supposed to have been involved with Emmett Till murder, but I wasn't. And I still can't figure out why they would have me involved in that. And I knows nothing about it, no more what was told. This woman named Mary, she came up, she said, y'all heard about what happened last night? I said, no. And they said, yeah. I said, J.W. and them went over to Mondays and killed a boy and put him in the river. It wasn't a river, Black Bow. So I said, no, we ain't heard nothing about that. And so she said, said Too Tight said, that shoe laying down, I said, that's a shoe that boy had on. So they went to this boy's grandparents and asked about him. His granddad said, he's in there asleep. Said, what you want with him? Said, well, wake him up. We're going to get him out of there and take him and put him in the river down there. So he said, no. Said, no, white folks don't do that. Now, that's what they say, he said now. Said, don't do that. So I'll, if you let him stay in the morning, I'll put him on a bus and send him back to Chicago. So no, they said, no, we want him out of here now. And said, I don't want to lie, I think they said that one of them hit the old man, the boy's granddaddy. Said, I reckon he didn't want them to beat him up, either kill him. And they got him out of there. And so, well, they said that the boy was fighting him, but he couldn't whoop him all. That's what they said. Now, I'm putting that in the beginning that they said. Now, if I'd have been there looking at it, it'd have been a different story. So, but now, why, I still can't say it. Can't figure out why would they have me involved, and I know nothing about it.
I believe that if people are still alive and there's evidence to connect them in any way, shape, or form to the killing or to knowledge of the killing or the conspiracy of the killing, they should be prosecuted right now. I don't care how old they are. I don't care their medical condition. If they're alive and was part of it, they ought to be dealt with. There is no statute of limitation to murder. And people to say, well, it's years later, it doesn't matter. I think anyone that does this, if it's on their dying bed, they ought to die a convict and die condemned for participating in any way for what happened to Emmett Till.